Welcome to the Book Echo. In today's summary, we dive into The Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters, a fascinating book that helps us better understand how our minds work and how we can take control of our emotions and decision-making. In this introduction, Professor Steve Peters explains the fundamental concept behind the chimp paradox, the idea that there are two primary systems in our brain that govern our thoughts and behaviors: the human and the chimp. Each part of the brain has a distinct role, and learning how to manage these systems is the key to mastering emotional regulation, improving decision-making, and achieving personal growth. The human. This represents the rational, logical part of the brain. It's the part of us that can think things through, make long-term decisions, and act in a calm, deliberate manner. The human is who we aspire to be, our ideal selves. The chimp. The chimp represents the emotional, impulsive part of the brain. It's driven by feelings, instincts, and survival-based reactions. When your chimp takes over, you're more likely to act irrationally, react emotionally, or make choices based on short-term gratification rather than long-term success. These two systems constantly interact and compete for control of your actions. When you understand how they work, you can start to recognize when your chimp is trying to take over and learn strategies to keep your human in charge. The core purpose of the model. The purpose of this mind model is to help you identify and manage the inner conflict between your rational and emotional sides. By understanding and working with these parts of your brain, you can improve your emotional well-being, build better relationships, and make more effective decisions in both personal and professional life. Professor Peters emphasizes that the chimp is not necessarily bad. After all, it is responsible for keeping us safe and alert to potential threats. However, problems arise when the chimp dominates our thoughts and actions, preventing us from thinking clearly and acting in our best interests. In the Chimp Paradox, Peters introduces various practical tools and techniques that will help you manage your chimp, strengthen your human, and optimize the way your brain works. Why this book is important. Mastering the chimp paradox model can have profound effects on many areas of your life, from managing stress and anxiety to improving communication and relationships. It helps you become more self-aware and equips you with strategies to deal with life's challenges in a healthier, more productive way. Chapter 1. Understanding your inner chimp. In the Chimp Paradox, Chapter 1 focuses on helping you understand the role of the chimp in your mind. Professor Steve Peters explains that the chimp is an emotional machine that operates independently of the rational human mind. It's essential to recognize when the chimp is in control, as it operates on survival instincts, emotions, and immediate reactions, which often leads to irrational behavior. The chimp's role in your brain. The chimp is responsible for your emotional reactions: fear, anger, anxiety, excitement, and it is fast, powerful, and hardwired for survival. It tends to act before the rational human mind has a chance to process the situation. This part of your brain is focused on keeping you alive and alert, but it can also lead you astray by overreacting to non-threatening situations. For instance, snapping in anger during an argument or panicking in a non-dangerous situation is often the result of your chimp taking over. The battle for control, chimp versus human. The chimp and the human parts of your brain are constantly vying for control. The chimp thinks in emotional, black and white terms, while the human is rational and logical, considering long-term consequences and moral values. The human may want to remain calm in a frustrating situation, but the chimp might lash out impulsively. Understanding this internal battle is key to better managing your emotions and behaviors. Chimp behaviors. These include impulsive reactions, emotional outbursts, stress, anxiety, jealousy, and fear. The chimp seeks instant gratification and safety, often at the expense of long-term goals. Human behaviors. The human part of your brain focuses on thoughtful decisions, rational thinking, and long-term planning. It weighs the pros and cons, seeks balanced solutions, and strives for personal growth. Recognizing your chimp in action. One of the most crucial steps in mastering your mind is to recognize when your chimp is active. You can identify this by paying attention to your emotional responses. Do you feel anger rising quickly? Is fear or stress clouding your judgment? These are signs that the chimp is taking control. To manage your chimp, it's important to pause, reflect, and engage your human mind. Giving yourself time to think allows the rational part of your brain to take over and make more measured decisions. The chimp is not the enemy. Professor Peters emphasizes that the chimp is not an enemy to be defeated, but rather a part of you that needs to be managed. The chimp can also be a valuable ally, as it keeps you safe from danger and helps you react quickly when necessary. Learning to manage the chimp, rather than suppress it, is the goal. Chapter 2. The Computer. The Automatic Habits and Beliefs. While the chimp and the human represent the emotional and rational parts of the brain, there's a third component that plays a significant role in decision-making: the computer. In Chapter 2, Peters explains that the computer holds your automatic responses, beliefs, and behaviors, essentially your habits and learned patterns of thought. The computer's function. The computer is where your brain stores information that you've learned over time. This can include deeply ingrained habits, rules you follow without thinking, or automatic reactions based on past experiences. Your computer helps you navigate the world without having to make conscious decisions for every action. Positive habits. These are healthy, productive behaviors that contribute to your well-being, such as brushing your teeth, exercising, or planning ahead. Negative habits. These are unhelpful or destructive behaviors, such as procrastination, emotional eating, or self-sabotage. How the chimp and human use the computer. Both the chimp and human refer to the computer for guidance. The chimp may look for emotional cues, while the human looks for logical reasoning. For instance, if you've stored the habit of reacting with anger when criticized, your chimp will pull that response from the computer. On the other hand, if you've trained yourself to stay calm under pressure, the human will rely on that learned behavior. Reprogramming the computer. To gain better control of your actions, you need to reprogram the computer. This involves identifying negative habits or beliefs and replacing them with positive ones. For example, if your automatic response to stress is to eat junk food, you can train your computer to instead turn to exercise or meditation. Peters suggests actively challenging your unhelpful habits and beliefs to slowly rewire your brain for more constructive behaviors. With consistent practice, your computer can become a powerful tool for both your human and chimp. Autopilot versus conscious control. The computer is often on autopilot, making decisions for you without your awareness. However, by being mindful of your habits and beliefs, you can take back control and consciously guide your decisions. This is a key part of mastering the Chimp Paradox. You learn to override automatic responses with thoughtful, rational ones when necessary. These first 2 chapters set the foundation for understanding how the brain operates on a daily basis. The battle between the chimp and human, mediated by the computer, is central to managing emotions, improving decision-making, and reprogramming your brain for success. Chapter 3. The Gremlins, Unhelpful Thoughts and Beliefs. In Chapter 3 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces a powerful concept called Gremlins. These are the negative, unhelpful thoughts and beliefs stored in your computer that disrupt your life. Gremlins represent faulty programming, deep-seated fears, insecurities, or limiting beliefs that can undermine both your human's rational thinking and your chimp's emotional reactions. The power of beliefs. Your beliefs form the foundation of how you view yourself and the world around you. They influence how you react to situations, handle stress, and interact with others. Many of these beliefs are programmed unconsciously, based on childhood experiences, societal expectations, or emotional traumas. Some of these beliefs serve you well, while others, the gremlins, hold you back. Examples of gremlins: I'm not good enough. People are always judging me. I'll never succeed. The world is dangerous. These are just a few examples of gremlins that can sabotage your progress and happiness. How gremlins affect your chimp and human. Gremlins impact both your chimp and human. For the chimp, they fuel emotional reactions like fear, anger, or anxiety. For the human, gremlins cloud rational decision-making, leading to self-doubt or hesitation. You may intellectually know that a gremlin belief is irrational, but because it's ingrained in your computer, it triggers automatic reactions. For example, if you hold the gremlin belief that you're not smart enough, Your chimp might panic when faced with a challenge, causing stress and avoidance. Your human may logically understand that you are capable, but the gremlin will keep resurfacing unless it's addressed. Identifying and challenging gremlins. The first step to dealing with gremlins is recognizing them. Pay attention to recurring negative thoughts or patterns of behavior that hold you back. Ask yourself, what beliefs do I have that are not serving me? Where did this belief come from? Is this belief really true? Once identified, the next step is to challenge and reframe these beliefs. For instance, if you believe, I'm not good enough, you can replace it with a more empowering belief like, I am capable and I can learn and grow. Rewriting the computer code. Peters emphasizes the importance of reprogramming the computer to rid it of gremlins. This involves actively replacing unhelpful beliefs with positive, supportive ones. The process takes time and effort, but with practice, you can overwrite negative programming. Here's how to begin reprogramming. Awareness. Start by becoming aware of gremlins when they surface. When you hear yourself saying or thinking something negative, recognize that this is a gremlin talking. Reframe. Consciously replace the negative thought with a positive or more rational belief. Instead of, I'll never succeed, reframe it to, success is a journey, and I'm learning every step of the way. Repetition. Like any habit, reprogramming takes repetition. Each time a gremlin surfaces, actively work to reframe it. Over time, your computer will store the new belief, and the old gremlin will lose its power. Reclaiming control. Gremlins thrive when they go unchecked, but once you shine a light on them, they begin to lose their influence. By challenging and replacing unhelpful beliefs, you'll begin to weaken the gremlin's hold over your chimp and human. This process allows you to regain control of your emotions and actions, helping you live a more balanced and fulfilling life. These first few chapters provide a foundation for understanding how the brain works, from the emotional chimp to the rational human, and how ingrained beliefs, gremlins, can influence both. The key to mastering your mind is learning to manage your chimp, reprogram your computer, and remove the gremlins that are holding you back. Chapter 4. The Goblins, Destructive Core Beliefs. In Chapter 4 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters delves into the concept of goblins. These are even more deeply ingrained than gremlins, long-standing, destructive core beliefs that can have a significant impact on your life. Unlike gremlins, which are unhelpful but can be more easily addressed, goblins are more rigid, harder to spot, and often form the core of how you see yourself and the world. What are goblins? Goblins are powerful, negative beliefs that are etched into your computer from early life experiences, often during childhood. They are harder to change because they've been around for so long that you believe them to be fundamental truths. Goblins may be reinforced over time through traumatic events, constant reinforcement, or major life experiences that solidify them in your mind. Examples of goblins: I am unlovable. I don't deserve happiness. I will always fail. I am fundamentally flawed. These beliefs don't just create momentary distress, they shape your entire worldview, leading to emotional problems like anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. Goblins and the chimp. Just like gremlins, goblins impact both the chimp and human parts of the brain. However, because they are core beliefs, goblins tend to have a stronger grip on your emotional mind. They trigger powerful emotional reactions that feel overwhelming and difficult to manage. For instance, if you hold a goblin belief that you are unworthy of love, your chimp may constantly sabotage relationships out of fear of rejection, even when things are going well. The chimp thrives on these emotional reactions, using the goblin's negative core belief as a way to stay in control. It reacts to situations based on fear, insecurity, or self-protection, often preventing you from moving forward or taking healthy risks. Goblins and the human. While your chimp responds emotionally to goblins, your human side struggles because these core beliefs feel like indisputable truths. Even when logic tells you that these beliefs are irrational, the emotional force behind them often wins. You might intellectually know that you are deserving of happiness, but the goblin convinces you otherwise. This constant battle between the rational human and the emotional chimp can lead to internal conflict, frustration, and low self-esteem. You might set goals or try to improve your life, but the goblin keeps you stuck in a loop of negative thinking and self-sabotage. Overcoming goblins. Unlike gremlins, which can often be challenged and reframed relatively quickly, goblins require a deeper, more prolonged effort to overcome. Peters explains that the process of changing goblins is more complex because it involves unlearning beliefs that have been ingrained for years, if not decades. Steps to overcoming goblins include: identify the goblin. Start by identifying the specific core belief that is holding you back. Ask yourself, what is the one belief about myself or the world that creates the most emotional pain or prevents me from moving forward? This might be a belief like, I'm not good enough, or I will always fail. Acknowledge the origin. Once you've identified the goblin, take time to reflect on where it came from. Often, goblins are rooted in childhood experiences, such as criticism from parents, bullying, or significant emotional events. Understanding the origin helps you see that the goblin is not an inherent truth, but rather a belief that was formed based on past circumstances. Challenge the belief. Start challenging the goblin's validity by questioning its truth. Just because it feels real doesn't mean it is. Ask yourself, is there actual evidence that supports this belief? What would I tell a friend who has this belief? This process takes time, but helps weaken the goblin's hold. Replace the goblin. Slowly start replacing the destructive goblin with a healthier belief. This isn't a quick fix. It requires repetition and conscious effort. For example, if your goblin says, I am unlovable, begin to cultivate the belief, I am worthy of love. Surround yourself with positive reinforcement, whether through affirmations, supportive relationships, or therapy, to help build this new belief. Reprogramming your computer. To fully deal with goblins, you need to engage in deep work to reprogram your computer. This often involves therapy or prolonged self-reflection, as well as a consistent effort to replace the goblin with healthier, more balanced beliefs. Persistence. Overcoming goblins takes persistence. Since they've been around for so long, they won't disappear overnight. Expect setbacks, but continue pushing forward, reminding yourself that the goblin is not reality, it's just a belief. Support. You don't have to do this alone. Having a supportive network of friends, family, or a therapist can make the process easier. Sometimes, goblins are so deeply embedded that professional help is necessary to unravel and reframe them. Reclaiming your life. Once you begin the process of overcoming your goblins, you'll start to see positive changes in how you interact with the world. Your relationships may improve, your self-esteem will grow, and your emotional responses will become more balanced. By taking control of your goblins, you reclaim power over your life, allowing you to live with more confidence, peace, and fulfillment. Now that we've explored gremlins and goblins, we've covered the foundational internal obstacles that can prevent you from mastering your mind. As we move forward in the Chimp Paradox, Peters will introduce practical tools to manage these beliefs and build a healthier mindset. Chapter 5. The Autopilot. Helpful Beliefs and Automatic Programs. In Chapter 5 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces the concept of the autopilot system in your mind. While the previous chapters focused on the negative beliefs and destructive behaviors created by the chimp, this chapter shifts to the positive side of your brain, the part that helps you operate effectively and supports your goals. The autopilot consists of automatic programs and helpful beliefs that guide your daily behavior without conscious effort, allowing you to function more efficiently. What is the autopilot? The autopilot is the collection of beliefs, values, and habits that reside in your brain's computer. These automatic programs are developed over time through learning, experience, and repetition. The autopilot plays a crucial role in decision-making and helps you handle routine tasks without overthinking. It's the part of your brain that helps you drive a car, brush your teeth, or respond politely in social situations without consciously thinking about every step. Helpful programs. The autopilot contains a wide range of helpful programs that allow you to navigate the world smoothly. These might include programs related to decision-making, emotional regulation, conflict resolution, and social interaction. For example, when you instinctively know how to comfort a friend in distress or avoid conflict at work, your autopilot is at work. Values and beliefs. The autopilot also stores your values and core beliefs that guide your behavior. Unlike goblins or gremlins, which are negative and destructive, the autopilot's values and beliefs are positive and constructive, helping you make good decisions, stay motivated, and live in alignment with your goals. Why the autopilot matters. The autopilot is essential because it allows you to perform tasks efficiently and without excessive mental effort. If you had to consciously think through every decision or action, you'd quickly become overwhelmed. The autopilot frees up mental energy by handling the routine aspects of life, allowing you to focus on more complex problems or challenges that require your conscious attention. Building helpful programs. Peters emphasizes the importance of actively creating and maintaining helpful programs in your autopilot. Unlike gremlins or goblins, which arise from negative experiences, helpful programs can be deliberately built by developing positive habits, reinforcing constructive beliefs, and aligning your behavior with your values. These programs help you navigate life with greater ease and confidence. Repetition and consistency. Just as negative habits can be formed through repetition, positive habits and beliefs can also be built through consistent practice. For example, if you consistently practice gratitude, over time, your brain will automatically focus on the positive aspects of your life, leading to a more optimistic mindset. Developing resilience. Helpful programs also include resilience strategies that help you handle challenges without being derailed. These might include coping mechanisms, stress management techniques, or ways to reframe negative experiences. By building these into your autopilot, you create a mental safety net that keeps you grounded during difficult times. How to strengthen your autopilot. To strengthen your autopilot, Peters suggests the following strategies. Identify helpful beliefs. Start by identifying the beliefs and values that you want to guide your life. These might include beliefs like, I am capable of growth, I am worthy of love, or I can handle challenges. Once you've identified these beliefs, make a conscious effort to reinforce them through daily practice and reflection. Practice positive habits. The more you practice positive habits, the more ingrained they become in your autopilot. For example, if you make a habit of exercising regularly, eventually your body and mind will expect and crave it, making it easier to stick with the habit. Reinforce positive programs. Look for opportunities to reinforce the helpful programs already present in your autopilot. For instance, if you've developed a habit of remaining calm in stressful situations, acknowledge and reward yourself when you successfully manage your emotions. This positive reinforcement strengthens the program and makes it more likely to be repeated. The role of the human and chimp. In this chapter, Peters highlights how both the human and chimp interact with the autopilot. The human part of your brain can deliberately create and strengthen helpful programs, while the chimp tends to follow whatever programs are most dominant in the autopilot. The human's influence. The human is responsible for identifying which programs are helpful and which need to be replaced. By consciously choosing your beliefs and habits, you can ensure that your autopilot supports your goals. The chimp's role. While the chimp operates based on emotion, it can be trained to follow the programs in your autopilot. If your autopilot contains healthy coping mechanisms or constructive beliefs, the chimp will naturally follow these programs, reducing emotional outbursts and negative reactions. Replacing unhelpful programs. If you discover that your autopilot contains unhelpful programs, such as habits that no longer serve you or outdated beliefs, you can actively work to replace them. This process is similar to dealing with gremlins and goblins, but it requires a more structured and deliberate approach. Identify the program. Start by identifying the specific program you want to change. For example, you might realize that you have a habit of procrastination, or that you believe you're not capable of success. Reframe the belief. Once you've identified the unhelpful program, work to reframe it with a more positive belief. If you tend to procrastinate, reframe the belief by telling yourself, I am capable of managing my time effectively. Build a new habit. Create a new habit to replace the unhelpful one. For example, if procrastination is the issue, build a habit of breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps and reward yourself for completing them on time. Practice and reinforce. Just like building helpful programs, replacing unhelpful ones requires repetition and reinforcement. Over time, the new habit will take root, and the unhelpful program will fade into the background. The power of a positive autopilot. When your autopilot is filled with helpful programs and positive beliefs, it becomes a powerful tool for success. You'll find that you can navigate challenges more easily, stay calm under pressure, and make decisions that align with your goals. By continuously strengthening your autopilot, you set yourself up for long-term growth and well-being. Chapter 5 emphasizes the importance of actively creating and maintaining positive habits and beliefs in your autopilot. By doing so, you can harness the power of automatic thinking to support your goals, manage your emotions, and live a more fulfilling life. Chapter 6. The Computer, Your Memory Bank. In Chapter 6 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters explains the role of the computer in your brain, which functions as your memory bank. This system stores all the beliefs, values, habits, and automatic programs that guide your daily behavior. The computer is the brain's most powerful resource, as it operates quickly and efficiently without requiring conscious thought. Both your human and chimp refer to the computer for guidance, meaning it can either help you manage your emotions or reinforce negative patterns, depending on what's stored inside. What is the computer? The computer is the part of your brain that houses everything you've learned over time: your knowledge, memories, behaviors, and automatic responses. It's the go-to resource for both the human and chimp when making decisions or reacting to situations. The computer acts instantly, retrieving information and triggering responses based on past experiences. For instance, when you instinctively pull your hand away from something hot, your computer has recognized danger based on past memory and triggers a response without conscious thought. How the computer influences behavior. The computer is more powerful than both the human and the chimp, as it works on autopilot. If you've developed a positive habit or mindset, your computer will automatically support your human by steering you toward constructive behaviors. However, if the computer stores negative programs like bad habits or destructive beliefs, it will influence your chimp to act on them. Automatic responses. The computer stores automatic responses that help you in everyday life. For example, if you've practiced driving long enough, your computer takes over most of the process, allowing you to drive without much conscious thought. These responses save mental energy and keep you efficient. Memory bank of emotions and experiences. The computer also stores emotional memories. If you had a bad experience with public speaking, your chimp might trigger an anxious response the next time you need to speak in public. Your computer recalls the previous event and signals danger, even if the threat no longer exists. The power of positive programming. Peters emphasizes the importance of consciously filling your computer with positive programs. These positive programs include healthy beliefs, values, habits, and coping mechanisms that support your goals and mental well-being. When your computer is programmed with helpful beliefs and responses, both your human and chimp are more likely to make decisions that lead to success. Reinforce helpful beliefs. Continuously reinforcing positive beliefs is key to shaping your computer. If you consistently tell yourself, "I can handle this challenge," your computer will automatically retrieve that belief during stressful situations, helping you stay calm and focused. Practice positive habits. The more you practice healthy habits, the more they become ingrained in your computer. Whether it's exercising regularly, meditating, or maintaining a productive work routine, these positive habits eventually become automatic, reducing the need for conscious effort. The danger of negative programs. Just as the computer can store positive programs, it can also hold negative ones. These might include destructive beliefs, bad habits, or emotional triggers from past trauma. When negative programs are stored in your computer, your chimp is more likely to take control, leading to self-sabotaging behavior. Negative beliefs and triggers. If your computer holds beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail," your chimp will latch onto these during stressful moments, reinforcing anxiety, fear, or self-doubt. These beliefs can undermine your human's efforts to stay rational and focused. Unhelpful habits. Negative habits, like procrastination or emotional eating, are stored in your computer through repetition. The more you engage in these behaviors, the stronger the connection becomes, making it harder to break the cycle. Reprogramming the computer. The good news is that the computer can be reprogrammed. By consciously identifying and replacing negative programs, you can train your brain to adopt healthier beliefs, habits, and responses. Reprogramming the computer requires consistent effort and repetition, but the rewards are long-lasting. Identify unhelpful programs. Start by identifying the negative beliefs or habits that are holding you back. For example, you might realize that you have a habit of catastrophizing when things don't go as planned, or that you believe you're not capable of success. Replace with positive beliefs. Once you've identified the unhelpful program, work on replacing it with a more constructive belief. If you tend to think, "I can't do this," replace it with, "I'm capable of figuring this out." Repeat this belief consistently to reinforce it in your computer. Practice new habits. Practice healthy habits that align with your goals. For instance, if you tend to procrastinate, practice breaking tasks into smaller steps and tackling them one by one. Over time, this new habit will become ingrained in your computer, making it easier to stay productive. The role of the human and chimp in programming the computer. Both the human and chimp interact with the computer, but in different ways. The human consciously chooses what programs to install, while the chimp relies on the programs that are already there. The human's responsibility. Your human is responsible for identifying which programs are helpful and which need to be replaced. By consciously choosing your beliefs and behaviors, you can ensure that your computer supports your long-term goals. The chimp's reactions. Your chimp relies heavily on the computer for guidance. If your computer contains negative programs, your chimp will act out based on these programs. Conversely, if your computer is filled with positive programs, your chimp will be more likely to follow constructive behaviors. The importance of regular maintenance. To keep your computer running smoothly, regular maintenance is essential. This involves continuously updating your beliefs, refining your habits, and reinforcing positive programs. Just like maintaining physical health through exercise and nutrition, mental maintenance ensures that your computer stays in top condition. Reflect and adjust. Regularly reflect on your beliefs and behaviors. Are they still serving you, or do they need updating? Adjust accordingly to keep your computer aligned with your goals. Practice self-awareness. Stay aware of how your computer is influencing your behavior. If you notice unhelpful patterns, take action to reprogram them before they become ingrained. Chapter 6 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the critical role of the computer in shaping your behavior, decisions, and emotional responses. By consciously filling your computer with positive programs, you can train both your human and chimp to operate more effectively, leading to greater success and well-being. Chapter 7. Managing your computer. In Chapter 7 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters dives deeper into the management and maintenance of the computer, offering practical tools to ensure it works for your benefit, not against you. This chapter focuses on how you can optimize your computer to enhance your decision-making, habits, and emotional well-being, ultimately helping both your human and chimp work more harmoniously. The power of active management. The computer, being the most powerful part of your brain, can have a significant impact on your life. If left unmanaged, it can store harmful programs that fuel your chimp's impulsive behavior and undermine your human's rational thinking. Therefore, managing the content of your computer is essential for achieving long-term mental and emotional control. Awareness is key. The first step in managing your computer is becoming aware of what's stored inside. Pay attention to recurring thoughts, beliefs, and habits, both positive and negative. This will help you determine what needs to be reinforced and what needs to be changed. Take ownership. Recognize that you are responsible for what's in your computer. The beliefs and habits stored there didn't arrive by accident. Whether through your upbringing, experiences, or choices, you have played a role in programming your computer. By taking ownership, you empower yourself to reprogram it for better outcomes. Creating helpful programs. One of the most effective ways to manage your computer is to deliberately create helpful programs that support your goals and values. These programs, once established, will act as automatic guides for both your human and chimp, leading you toward positive behaviors and emotional stability. Positive beliefs. Replace self-limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For example, if you often think, "I'm not good enough," replace this with, "I am constantly growing and improving." Repeat positive beliefs consistently so they become ingrained in your computer. Constructive habits. Develop habits that align with your goals. Whether it's exercising regularly, practicing mindfulness, or maintaining a healthy work-life balance, these habits will eventually become automatic, helping you stay on track without needing to rely on willpower every time. Prepare for challenges. Create mental programs that help you handle stressful situations. For example, if public speaking makes you anxious, prepare a program like, "When I feel nervous, I will focus on my breathing and visualize a successful outcome." This way, when the situation arises, your computer will automatically offer you a constructive response. Identifying and replacing unhelpful programs. Just as you can install positive programs, you can also identify and remove unhelpful ones. Negative programs in your computer, such as fears, limiting beliefs, or bad habits, often cause your chimp to react in ways that hinder your progress. By recognizing these programs, you can actively work to replace them. Identify the source. To change an unhelpful program, start by identifying its source. For example, if you have a fear of failure, ask yourself where this belief originated. Was it from past experiences, societal expectations, or perhaps a specific event? Understanding the root cause can help you address it more effectively. Challenge negative beliefs. Once you've identified the negative program, challenge its validity. Is the belief rational? Does it serve you, or does it hold you back? For example, if you believe, "I always fail at new challenges," look for evidence to the contrary, times when you succeeded despite the odds. This will help you dismantle the belief and replace it with something more constructive. Install a new program. After challenging the unhelpful program, replace it with a new one. If your previous belief was, "I can't handle this," create a new program like, "I have the skills and resilience to manage difficult situations." Repeat the new belief often until it becomes an automatic response in your computer. Managing emotional responses. The computer plays a critical role in managing emotional responses, as it holds both rational and emotional memories. Your human can store constructive responses in the computer, while the chimp often stores emotional triggers. Understanding how to manage these emotional programs is essential for maintaining balance. Recognize emotional triggers. Emotional triggers stored in the computer can cause your chimp to overreact to certain situations. These might include fear, anger, or anxiety based on past experiences. By recognizing your triggers, you can prepare more constructive responses in advance. Rehearse new responses. To manage emotional triggers, rehearse new responses in your computer. For example, if you know that criticism tends to make your chimp defensive, practice a program like, "When I receive feedback, I will pause and listen before reacting." The more you rehearse, the more automatic this response will become when faced with a real situation. The importance of regular updates. Your computer needs regular maintenance to ensure it's functioning optimally. Just like you regularly update software on your devices, you need to update the programs in your computer as your life evolves. This means continuously reflecting on your beliefs, habits, and emotional responses to make sure they're still serving you. Evaluate your programs. Periodically take time to evaluate the programs in your computer. Are they aligned with your current goals? Do they support your mental and emotional well-being? If not, take steps to update them. Stay flexible. Life is constantly changing, and so should your programs. Stay flexible and open to adjusting your beliefs and habits as new experiences shape your perspective. The role of the human in computer management. Your human plays a critical role in managing the computer. While the chimp reacts impulsively to the programs in place, the human has the ability to consciously reflect, choose, and reprogram the computer to serve your long-term interests. Take control of the narrative. Your human has the power to take control of the narrative in your life. By deliberately choosing the beliefs and habits you want to reinforce, you can guide both your human and chimp toward constructive behaviors. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a valuable tool for managing your computer. By staying present and aware of your thoughts and emotions, you can catch unhelpful programs before they trigger a chimp reaction. This allows your human to step in and choose a more helpful response. Chapter 7 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of actively managing your computer to ensure that it supports your goals and emotional health. By regularly updating your beliefs, habits, and emotional responses, you can create a powerful mental framework that both your human and chimp can rely on to make positive decisions and maintain emotional balance. Chapter 8: The Automatic Pilot. In Chapter 8 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces the concept of the automatic pilot, an essential part of the computer that allows you to operate efficiently and effectively without having to consciously think about every action or decision. This chapter explores how the automatic pilot can work for you or against you, depending on the programs you've installed in your computer, and how to optimize it to improve your performance and well-being. Understanding the automatic pilot. The automatic pilot is a set of pre-programmed responses stored in your computer, which allows you to handle routine tasks and situations without having to consciously engage your human or chimp. It acts as an autopilot for your brain, enabling you to respond to familiar scenarios quickly and efficiently. Efficiency and speed. The automatic pilot is responsible for many of your daily actions, such as driving a car, brushing your teeth, or performing routine tasks at work. Because it relies on stored programs, it operates quickly and efficiently, freeing up your human's energy to focus on more complex or unfamiliar situations. Stored programs. The effectiveness of your automatic pilot depends on the quality of the programs stored in your computer. Positive programs lead to helpful, constructive automatic behaviors, while negative or outdated programs can cause you to react in unhelpful ways without even realizing it. How the automatic pilot affects your life. The automatic pilot can be both a powerful ally and a potential source of problems, depending on the quality of the programs you've installed. If you have constructive beliefs, habits, and responses in your computer, your automatic pilot will help you navigate life with ease. However, if you've stored negative or destructive programs, it can lead to poor decisions and emotional reactions. Positive impact. When your automatic pilot is filled with constructive programs, it allows you to handle daily challenges efficiently and with minimal stress. For example, if you've developed a habit of exercising regularly, your automatic pilot will guide you to make healthy choices without needing constant motivation. Negative impact. On the other hand, if your automatic pilot is operating based on unhelpful programs, such as procrastination, self-doubt, or fear, it can lead to automatic behaviors that undermine your goals. For example, if you've stored a belief like, "I always fail under pressure," your automatic pilot might cause you to panic or give up when faced with a challenging situation. Optimizing your automatic pilot. The key to making your automatic pilot work for you is to actively manage the programs stored in your computer. This involves regularly reviewing and updating your beliefs, habits, and emotional responses to ensure they align with your goals and values. Review and update programs. Periodically review the programs in your computer to see if they're still serving you. Are they aligned with your current goals and values? If not, take steps to update them by installing new, more constructive programs. Rehearse new responses. To optimize your automatic pilot, rehearse new responses to situations that tend to trigger unhelpful reactions. For example, if you want to respond more calmly under stress, practice a program like, "When I feel stressed, I will take 3 deep breaths and focus on what I can control." Over time, this new response will become automatic. Install positive habits. Building positive habits is one of the most effective ways to optimize your automatic pilot. Once a habit is ingrained, your automatic pilot will guide you to perform it effortlessly. Whether it's exercising regularly, eating healthily, or managing time effectively, positive habits reduce the mental effort required to make good choices. The role of the human in optimizing the automatic pilot. While the automatic pilot operates automatically, your human plays a crucial role in optimizing it. Your human is responsible for consciously evaluating the programs in your computer, making changes when necessary, and rehearsing new responses to improve the automatic pilot's performance. Conscious reflection. Your human has the ability to reflect on your automatic pilot's performance and make adjustments as needed. For example, if you notice that you tend to react defensively in arguments, your human can step in to reprogram your automatic pilot with a new, more constructive response. Mindful practice. Practicing mindfulness helps your human catch automatic responses before they take over. By staying present and aware of your thoughts and emotions, you can interrupt negative automatic behaviors and choose a more helpful response. Managing the chimp's influence. While the automatic pilot can be helpful, it can also be influenced by your chimp, especially if you've stored emotional responses in your computer. The chimp might cause you to react impulsively based on fear, anger, or anxiety, even when a more rational response would serve you better. Recognize chimp reactions. If you notice that your automatic pilot is frequently triggered by emotional responses, such as anger, frustration, or anxiety, this is a sign that your chimp is influencing your programs. In these cases, it's important to identify the emotional triggers stored in your computer and reprogram them with more rational responses. Reprogram emotional responses. To minimize the chimp's influence on your automatic pilot, reprogram emotional responses with more constructive alternatives. For example, if you tend to react angrily when criticized, rehearse a new program like, "When I receive feedback, I will pause, listen, and respond calmly." Chapter 8 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of optimizing your automatic pilot to improve your overall performance and well-being. By actively managing the programs in your computer, rehearsing new responses, and building positive habits, you can ensure that your automatic pilot helps you navigate life efficiently and constructively. Chapter 9, the Gremlins and Goblins. In Chapter 9 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces two important concepts, gremlins and goblins, that represent negative beliefs stored in your computer. These negative programs can significantly impact your well-being and success, and the chapter focuses on identifying, managing, and ultimately overcoming them. Understanding gremlins and goblins. Gremlins, these are unhelpful, irrational beliefs that are easier to deal with and can be removed from your computer with conscious effort. Gremlins usually stem from misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or outdated ideas that you've accepted as truth. Goblins. Unlike gremlins, goblins are deeply entrenched, long-standing beliefs that are much harder to eliminate. These beliefs are often formed in early life and have been reinforced over time. While goblins may not be completely removed, they can be managed effectively. Both gremlins and goblins live in your computer and can sabotage your goals, relationships, and mental health if left unchecked. They operate behind the scenes, influencing your automatic thoughts and behaviors. The impact of gremlins. Gremlins are the negative, limiting beliefs that hold you back from achieving your full potential. Because they are relatively easy to recognize and address, they present an opportunity for growth and improvement. Examples of gremlins. Common gremlins might include beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "people don't like me." These thoughts can trigger negative emotions and behaviors such as procrastination, anxiety, or avoidance. Recognizing gremlins. The first step in managing gremlins is to identify them. Pay attention to recurring negative thoughts, especially in moments of stress or self-doubt. These thoughts are often irrational and do not reflect reality. Removing gremlins. Once you've identified a gremlin, you can begin the process of removing it. Challenge the belief by questioning its validity. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this belief? How can I reframe this thought in a more positive, constructive way? The challenge of goblins. Goblins are much more deeply embedded than gremlins and often require more time and effort to manage. They are typically formed in childhood or early adulthood and become part of your core belief system. Goblins are resistant to change because they've been reinforced for many years. Examples of goblins. A goblin might be a core belief like, "I'm unlovable," "I must be perfect to be accepted," or "the world is a dangerous place." These beliefs can cause long-term emotional distress, self-sabotage, and destructive behaviors. Managing goblins. While you may not be able to completely remove goblins, you can learn to manage them. This involves acknowledging their presence, understanding their origins, and finding ways to live with them without letting them control your actions. The goal is not to eliminate goblins, but to reduce their power over your thoughts and behaviors. Reprogramming goblins. One way to manage goblins is to develop alternative, more helpful beliefs. For example, if you have a goblin that says, "I'm only worthy if I'm perfect," you can work on developing a new belief. "I am worthy just as I am, flaws and all." Over time, this new belief can weaken the goblin's influence. The role of the human and chimp. Both your human and your chimp can contribute to the creation and reinforcement of gremlins and goblins. Your chimp may accept irrational beliefs based on fear or emotional pain, while your human can either challenge or reinforce those beliefs, depending on how self-aware you are. Chimp influence. Your chimp often operates on emotion, which can strengthen gremlins and goblins by making irrational fears seem real. For example, if your chimp believes that you're in danger of rejection, it might accept a gremlin like, "No one will ever love me," even if it's not true. Human influence. Your human, when operating effectively, can question and challenge the gremlins and goblins. It can remind you that these beliefs are not based on reality and help you reprogram your thoughts with more rational, constructive alternatives. Replacing negative beliefs. To free yourself from the control of gremlins and goblins, it's important to actively replace them with more positive, helpful beliefs. This requires conscious effort and practice. Identify positive alternatives. For every gremlin or goblin, identify a positive belief that you'd like to adopt. For example, if you have a gremlin that says, "I'm not smart enough," replace it with, "I'm capable of learning and growing." Rehearse the new belief. Just as you would rehearse a new skill, rehearse your new positive beliefs until they become automatic. Whenever you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, replace it with your new belief. Over time, this practice will reprogram your automatic pilot. Be patient. Changing deeply ingrained beliefs, especially goblins, takes time and persistence. Be patient with yourself as you work to build new, positive thought patterns. Each time you challenge a gremlin or manage a goblin, you're taking a step toward greater mental and emotional well-being. Chapter 9 of the Chimp Paradox encourages you to take control of the beliefs stored in your computer by identifying and addressing your gremlins and goblins. By actively managing these negative programs, you can free yourself from self-limiting beliefs and live a more fulfilled, successful life. Chapter 10. The Autopilot. In Chapter 10 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters explains the concept of the autopilot, another important part of the computer. The autopilot represents the positive, constructive beliefs and habits that can help guide you through life with efficiency and ease. Unlike gremlins and goblins, which cause problems, the autopilot works in your favor, providing rational, helpful programming that keeps you on track. Understanding the autopilot. The autopilot is the set of beliefs, values, and habits that you've programmed into your mind over time, which helps you function smoothly and effectively. These programs are based on rational thinking, experience, and self-awareness. When your autopilot is working well, it helps you navigate life without constant effort or conscious decision-making. Efficient decision-making. The autopilot allows you to make decisions quickly and confidently because it draws on well-established beliefs and routines. For example, if you've developed the belief that "I am capable of handling challenges," your autopilot will automatically guide you to face obstacles with confidence. Automatic positive behaviors. Many of the habits and behaviors you perform daily, such as driving a car, solving problems, or interacting with others, are governed by your autopilot. These automatic behaviors free up mental energy for other tasks and help you manage your life more effectively. The role of the human and chimp in programming the autopilot. Your human and chimp both contribute to programming your autopilot, but the key difference is that the autopilot is rooted in rational, constructive thinking, making it the domain of the human. Human's influence. The human is responsible for creating positive, helpful programs in the autopilot. It does this by analyzing experiences, learning from mistakes, and forming rational beliefs that support your goals and values. When you practice new, positive behaviors or thought patterns, the human helps encode them into the autopilot, making them second nature. Chimp's influence. While the chimp is emotional and often reactive, it can also play a role in programming the autopilot. If your chimp feels secure and calm, it can adopt habits that are consistent with your goals. However, if your chimp is left unchecked, it may try to influence the autopilot with fear-based or irrational programming, which can undermine your progress. The importance of self-awareness. Developing a strong, effective autopilot requires self-awareness and conscious effort. You need to be aware of the beliefs and habits you're currently operating on and decide whether they're serving you well. If you find that certain automatic behaviors are holding you back, you can reprogram your autopilot with better alternatives. Recognizing unhelpful programming. Take time to reflect on your automatic thoughts and actions. Are they aligned with your goals and values? For example, if you often react to criticism with defensiveness, this may indicate that your autopilot is programmed with a belief like, "I must always be right." Recognizing these patterns allows you to change them. Reprogramming the autopilot. Just like the computer's other parts, the autopilot can be reprogrammed through repetition and practice. By consciously adopting new, positive beliefs and behaviors, you can train your autopilot to operate in a way that supports your long-term success. For example, if you want to develop greater self-confidence, you can repeatedly practice affirming beliefs like "I am capable" until they become part of your autopilot. The power of positive habits. One of the most effective ways to improve your autopilot is by cultivating positive habits. Habits are behaviors that, once established, require little conscious effort to maintain. They free up mental energy and make it easier to stay on track with your goals. Building good habits. To program your autopilot with positive habits, start by identifying small, manageable actions you can repeat consistently. Over time, these actions will become automatic. For example, if you want to develop a habit of exercising regularly, start with small, achievable workouts and gradually build up as the habit becomes ingrained. Consistency is key. The more consistently you practice positive habits, the stronger they become. Consistency reinforces the autopilot's programming, making it more resilient to stress or external pressures. Eventually, these habits will operate on autopilot, requiring little conscious thought or effort. Overcoming negative autopilot programming. If you discover that your autopilot is running on negative or unhelpful programming, you can change it, but it requires conscious effort and time. Negative habits like procrastination or self-doubt may be deeply ingrained, but they are not permanent. Interrupt the cycle. The first step in changing negative programming is to interrupt the cycle of automatic behavior. When you catch yourself engaging in a negative habit, stop and reflect on what's happening. This awareness breaks the automatic loop and gives you a chance to choose a different response. Replace with positive alternatives. After interrupting a negative behavior, consciously choose a positive alternative. For example, if your autopilot is programmed with procrastination, replace the behavior with a small productive action, like starting a task for just 5 minutes. Over time, this new behavior will become part of your autopilot. Trusting your autopilot. A well-programmed autopilot can be a powerful tool for navigating life with ease and efficiency. Once you've established positive beliefs and habits, you can trust your autopilot to guide you in the right direction. It will help you make decisions, handle challenges, and pursue your goals without needing to think about every step along the way. Letting go of control. One of the benefits of having a strong autopilot is that you don't need to micromanage every aspect of your life. Once your autopilot is programmed with positive, constructive habits, you can let go of control and trust that it will keep you on track. Maintaining awareness. However, it's important to stay aware of your autopilot's programming. Regular self-reflection and mindfulness can help you ensure that your autopilot remains aligned with your goals and values. If you notice any negative patterns creeping in, you can reprogram them before they cause significant issues. Chapter 10 of the Chimp Paradox teaches you how to harness the power of the autopilot to live a more efficient, successful life. By consciously programming your autopilot with positive beliefs and habits, you can navigate challenges with greater ease and confidence. Chapter 11. The Gremlins. In Chapter 11 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces the concept of gremlins, negative, self-destructive beliefs and habits that reside in the computer. These gremlins sabotage your progress by feeding your mind with irrational, limiting thoughts. While they might seem small, gremlins can have a significant impact on your mental health, success, and happiness if left unchecked. Identifying your gremlins. Gremlins are the negative programming stored in your computer, often originating from past experiences, societal influences, or internal fears. These destructive beliefs can control your thinking and behavior without you even realizing it. Examples of gremlins. Common gremlins include beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "people don't like me." These thoughts may pop up automatically in response to certain triggers, undermining your confidence and decision-making. Self-sabotage. Gremlins cause you to self-sabotage by reinforcing negative perceptions about yourself or your abilities. For example, if your gremlin convinces you that you're bad at public speaking, you may avoid opportunities to speak, thereby reinforcing the belief. How gremlins are created. Gremlins often develop in response to negative experiences, fear, or trauma. Over time, your mind learns to protect itself by adopting these limiting beliefs, but in doing so, it creates barriers to growth. Childhood and early life. Many gremlins are formed in childhood, when negative comments or experiences become deeply ingrained in your subconscious. If you were told as a child that you weren't smart enough, this belief may have become a gremlin that affects your self-esteem in adulthood. Reinforcement over time. The more you allow gremlins to influence your thinking, the stronger they become. Every time you reinforce a negative belief by avoiding challenges or engaging in self-sabotaging behavior, the gremlin grows more powerful. The impact of gremlins. Gremlins can have a profound impact on every aspect of your life, from your career to your relationships and personal well-being. They hold you back by limiting your potential and causing you to avoid risks or opportunities. Fear and anxiety. Gremlins often lead to heightened levels of fear and anxiety. When you believe you're destined to fail, for example, you might become paralyzed by fear, unable to take the necessary steps to achieve your goals. Undermining success. Even when you're successful, gremlins can undermine your achievements by convincing you that you're undeserving or that failure is just around the corner. This imposter syndrome prevents you from fully embracing your accomplishments. Confronting and removing gremlins. The good news is that gremlins can be confronted and removed from your mind with conscious effort and practice. The key is to recognize when a gremlin is influencing your thoughts or behavior and take action to change it. Awareness and recognition. The first step in overcoming gremlins is to become aware of them. Pay attention to the negative thoughts that arise in certain situations. When you notice a pattern of self-doubt, insecurity, or fear, you've likely encountered a gremlin. Challenging your gremlins. Once you've identified a gremlin, challenge its validity. Ask yourself whether the belief is based on facts, or if it's simply a product of fear or past experiences. Often, you'll find that gremlins are irrational and unsupported by evidence. Replacing gremlins with positive beliefs. After challenging a gremlin, replace it with a more constructive belief. For example, instead of believing, "I'm not good enough," adopt the belief, "I am capable of learning and improving." Over time, these positive beliefs will weaken the power of the gremlins. The role of the human and chimp in dealing with gremlins. Both the human and the chimp play a role in dealing with gremlins, but they approach the problem differently. The human's role. The human approaches gremlins rationally, recognizing that they are irrational and unhelpful. By calmly assessing the situation, the human can confront gremlins and replace them with more realistic, empowering beliefs. The chimp's role. The chimp, however, tends to react emotionally to gremlins. When a gremlin is triggered, the chimp may become fearful, angry, or anxious, making it difficult to think clearly. It's important to calm the chimp before trying to address the gremlin. Techniques like deep breathing or distraction can help soothe the chimp, allowing the human to take control. Practical steps to eliminate gremlins. Peters offers several practical steps for eliminating gremlins from your mind and reprogramming your computer for success. Mindfulness and reflection. Regular self-reflection helps you become more aware of the gremlins lurking in your mind. Set aside time each day to examine your thoughts and identify any negative patterns that may be holding you back. Cognitive restructuring. Cognitive restructuring is a psychological technique that involves challenging and changing unhelpful beliefs. Whenever a gremlin arises, actively question its validity and replace it with a more empowering thought. Positive reinforcement. Reinforce your new, positive beliefs by consistently acting in ways that support them. For example, if your new belief is, "I am confident in my abilities," take actions that demonstrate confidence, such as speaking up in meetings or taking on new challenges. The benefits of removing gremlins. Removing gremlins from your mind has numerous benefits. Not only will you feel more confident and empowered, but you'll also experience greater success in your personal and professional life. Without the limitations imposed by gremlins, you'll be free to pursue your goals with clarity and determination. Improved mental health. Overcoming gremlins can lead to reduced anxiety and stress, as you no longer feel controlled by fear or self-doubt. This leads to better overall mental health and emotional well-being. Greater achievement. With gremlins out of the way, you'll be more willing to take risks, pursue opportunities, and challenge yourself. This can lead to greater achievement in your career, relationships, and personal growth. Chapter 11 of the Chimp Paradox helps you understand and confront the negative beliefs, gremlins, that sabotage your success. By identifying, challenging, and replacing these destructive thoughts, you can free yourself from their limitations and live a more fulfilling life. Chapter 12, The Goblins. In Chapter 12 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters introduces the concept of goblins. While gremlins represent destructive beliefs that can be changed or removed, goblins are much more deeply ingrained. These beliefs are usually formed in childhood or during traumatic experiences and are far more challenging to deal with. Goblins are the deeply rooted fears and insecurities that shape your core beliefs about the world, yourself, and others. What are goblins? Goblins are negative, rigid beliefs that reside in the computer part of your mind. They are often created early in life and are resistant to change. Unlike gremlins, which you can challenge and alter, goblins are much more stubborn and can require long-term effort to overcome. Examples of goblins: beliefs like, "I'm worthless," "I can't trust anyone," or "the world is a dangerous place," are examples of goblins. These beliefs are often tied to past trauma, rejection, or deeply emotional experiences that have left a lasting impact on your worldview. Influence on your life. Goblins can have a powerful effect on your life, affecting your decisions, relationships, and overall mental health. They lead to rigid thinking patterns, causing you to act in ways that reinforce these negative beliefs, even when doing so is irrational or harmful. How goblins are formed. Goblins are usually formed during childhood or through traumatic experiences. As a child, your mind is highly impressionable, and negative experiences can shape your beliefs about the world and yourself in a significant way. Childhood programming. If you were repeatedly criticized, neglected, or mistreated as a child, your mind may have formed goblins like, "I'm not lovable," or "I'm not good enough." These beliefs become deeply ingrained and influence how you perceive yourself and others. Trauma and emotional pain. Traumatic events can also create goblins. For example, if you experienced betrayal, you might develop a goblin that says, "No one can be trusted." This belief then influences your behavior, causing you to be overly cautious or suspicious in relationships. The impact of goblins. Goblins can have a significant impact on your life, often limiting your potential and causing emotional distress. Since these beliefs are so deeply rooted, they can be hard to recognize, but their effects are widespread. Emotional pain. Goblins often lead to feelings of worthlessness, fear, or hopelessness. These emotions can dominate your thinking, making it difficult to see the world objectively or feel confident in your abilities. Limiting beliefs. Goblins limit your growth and potential by convincing you that certain things are impossible. For example, if your goblin tells you that, "I'll never succeed," you may avoid taking risks or trying new things, ultimately preventing success. Strained relationships. Goblins can negatively affect your relationships by causing you to project your fears or insecurities onto others. For instance, if you believe no one can be trusted, you might sabotage relationships by being overly suspicious or distant, even when the other person hasn't done anything wrong. Recognizing and managing goblins. While goblins are difficult to remove entirely, you can learn to recognize their influence and manage them more effectively. The first step is to become aware of the beliefs that are controlling your thoughts and actions. Self-reflection. Spend time reflecting on your core beliefs about yourself, others, and the world. Pay attention to recurring negative thoughts and patterns of behavior that may be tied to a goblin. For example, if you often feel unworthy in social situations, you may have a goblin that tells you, "I'm not good enough." Acknowledging the goblin's role. Once you've identified a goblin, it's important to acknowledge its influence on your life. Understanding that this belief was created during a vulnerable time in your life can help you separate the goblin from your current reality. Strategies for managing goblins. Although goblins are challenging to overcome, Peters provides strategies for managing them so they have less power over your life. The goal is not to eliminate them completely, but to reduce their influence. Recognizing irrationality. One effective way to manage goblins is by recognizing their irrationality. While goblins may feel true, they are often based on outdated or exaggerated fears. For example, the belief that "I'm not good enough" may have originated from childhood, but is no longer relevant in your adult life. Reprogramming the computer. Just as you can reprogram your computer to deal with gremlins, you can also weaken the influence of goblins. This involves repeatedly challenging the goblin's beliefs and replacing them with more constructive, realistic thoughts. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT techniques are particularly useful for managing goblins. By identifying and questioning the evidence for and against your goblin's beliefs, you can gradually start to change your thinking patterns. The role of the human and chimp in dealing with goblins. Dealing with goblins requires both the human and the chimp to work together, as both parts of your brain respond differently to these deep-seated beliefs. The human's role. The human can rationally assess the validity of the goblin's beliefs and challenge them with logic and evidence. However, since goblins are deeply emotional, this rational approach alone may not always be enough. The chimp's role. The chimp reacts emotionally to goblins, often becoming defensive, fearful, or anxious. To manage the chimp's reactions, you must soothe and calm the chimp before attempting to address the goblin. This can be done through relaxation techniques, mindfulness, or simply allowing the chimp to express its emotions in a controlled way. Practical steps for managing goblins. Peters provides several practical steps to help you manage goblins and reduce their impact on your life. Self-awareness. Increase your awareness of the goblins that influence your thoughts and actions. Pay attention to moments when you feel a strong emotional reaction or when you find yourself avoiding certain situations or people. Challenging beliefs. Whenever a goblin arises, challenge its belief by questioning its validity. Ask yourself, is this belief based on facts or on fear? And how is this belief holding me back? Reinforcing new beliefs. Gradually replace the goblin's beliefs with more empowering ones. For example, instead of believing "I'm not good enough," adopt the belief "I am capable of growth and improvement." The benefits of managing goblins. Managing goblins can lead to significant improvements in your mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. By reducing the influence of these deep-seated beliefs, you can experience greater freedom, confidence, and emotional stability. Improved confidence. As you challenge and weaken the goblins in your mind, you'll begin to feel more confident in your abilities and worth. This newfound confidence will allow you to take on new challenges and pursue your goals with greater determination. Better relationships. By managing goblins like "no one can be trusted," you'll be able to form healthier, more trusting relationships. You'll stop projecting your fears onto others and start seeing them more clearly. Greater mental clarity. With the goblins no longer dominating your thoughts, you'll experience greater mental clarity and emotional stability. This will allow you to make decisions with a clearer mind and more rational perspective. Chapter 12 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of identifying and managing goblins, deeply ingrained negative beliefs that can limit your potential. While these beliefs are difficult to remove entirely, you can reduce their influence by recognizing their irrationality, challenging them, and replacing them with more empowering beliefs. Chapter 13. Managing Your Mind. In Chapter 13 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters focuses on the importance of managing your mind for long-term success and happiness. While the previous chapters have explored the roles of the chimp, the human, and the computer, this chapter emphasizes practical strategies for keeping these elements in balance. The goal is to ensure that the chimp does not dominate your thinking and behavior, allowing the human and the computer to work effectively together. The importance of mind management. Mind management is the practice of consciously controlling how you think, react, and behave. Peters argues that many people allow their minds to run on autopilot, which often leads to emotional turmoil and poor decision-making. By actively managing your mind, you can take control of your life and achieve your goals with more focus and less stress. Avoiding emotional hijacking. Without mind management, the chimp can easily take over, leading to impulsive or emotionally driven decisions. These reactions may feel natural in the moment, but often lead to regret or negative consequences. Mind management helps you avoid these emotional hijackings. Living with purpose. Proper mind management allows you to align your thoughts and actions with your values and long-term goals. Rather than being driven by the chimp's short-term desires, you can focus on what truly matters and live with intention. Daily mind management strategies. Peters provides several practical strategies for managing your mind on a daily basis. These techniques are designed to help you keep the chimp under control and strengthen the influence of the human and the computer. Morning planning. Start your day by consciously planning how you want to manage your mind. This could involve setting an intention for the day, reviewing your goals, or visualizing how you want to respond to potential challenges. By doing this, you prime the human and give yourself a roadmap for the day ahead. Mindfulness and relaxation. Mindfulness practices such as meditation or deep breathing help calm the chimp and keep it in check. These practices allow you to observe your thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. When the chimp is calm, the human can think more clearly and make better decisions. Check-ins with yourself. Throughout the day, pause periodically to check in with yourself. Ask, who is in control right now, the chimp or the human? If you notice the chimp taking over, use calming techniques or cognitive reappraisal to regain control. Managing the chimp. While the chimp cannot be eliminated, it can be managed effectively. Peters outlines several strategies for dealing with the chimp's emotional responses and preventing it from sabotaging your goals. Chimp containment. One technique for managing the chimp is containment. When the chimp becomes overly emotional or aggressive, find a way to contain its energy without acting on it impulsively. This could involve physical exercise, talking things out with someone, or even writing in a journal to release emotions in a safe way. Chimp reassurance. Another strategy is to reassure the chimp. Often the chimp reacts out of fear or insecurity. By reassuring it that everything is okay and that there is no need for panic, you can calm it down and reduce its influence. Managing the human. While much of the book focuses on controlling the chimp, it's equally important to manage the human side of your mind. The human is responsible for rational thinking, long-term planning, and goal setting, but it too can become overwhelmed or unfocused. Goal setting. To keep the human engaged, it's crucial to set clear, achievable goals. The human thrives on purpose and direction, so regular goal setting helps keep it focused on what matters. These goals should be specific, measurable, and aligned with your values. Self-care. The human needs rest, relaxation, and self-care to function at its best. Peters emphasizes the importance of taking care of your physical and mental health, as this will allow the human to remain resilient and capable of managing the chimp. Programming the computer. The computer is where your automatic thoughts, habits, and beliefs are stored. By programming the computer with positive, empowering beliefs, you can create a mental environment that supports your goals and reduces the likelihood of emotional hijacking. Rewriting negative beliefs. As discussed in previous chapters, many of the negative beliefs stored in the computer, such as goblins and gremlins, can be rewritten. By consciously challenging and replacing these beliefs with more constructive ones, you can reprogram the computer to work in your favor. Positive reinforcement. Use positive reinforcement to program the computer with helpful habits and beliefs. For example, if you want to cultivate a habit of exercising regularly, reward yourself each time you follow through. Over time, the computer will associate exercise with positive feelings, making it easier to maintain the habit. Long-term mind management. Managing your mind is not a one-time effort, but an ongoing process. Peter stresses that long-term success requires daily commitment to mind management. The more consistently you apply these strategies, the easier it becomes to maintain balance between the human, the chimp, and the computer. Consistency over perfection. Peters advises against striving for perfection in mind management. Instead, focus on being consistent. There will be days when the chimp takes over, or when your human feels unmotivated, and that's okay. The key is to stay committed to the process and keep moving forward. Continuous learning. Mind management is a skill that improves over time. As you continue to practice these techniques, you'll become better at recognizing when the chimp is in control, calming it down, and redirecting your energy toward more constructive behaviors. The benefits of effective mind management. When you successfully manage your mind, the benefits extend to all areas of your life. You'll experience greater emotional stability, improved relationships, and more consistent progress toward your goals. Improved emotional control. With regular mind management, you'll become more adept at controlling your emotions. You'll be less likely to react impulsively and more capable of handling stressful situations with calm and clarity. Enhanced focus and productivity. By keeping the chimp in check and strengthening the human's focus, you'll be able to work more efficiently and stay on track with your goals. This will lead to greater productivity and a stronger sense of accomplishment. Better relationships. Mind management also improves your relationships. When you're in control of your emotions and reactions, you're less likely to engage in conflict or miscommunication. This leads to healthier, more harmonious relationships with others. Chapter 13 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of managing your mind to achieve long-term success and happiness. By actively managing the balance between the human, the chimp, and the computer, you can take control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. The key to effective mind management lies in daily practices such as goal setting, mindfulness, and reprogramming negative beliefs. Chapter 14. Mind Management for Success. In Chapter 14 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters shifts the focus to how managing your mind effectively can lead to greater success in both your personal and professional life. The chapter is packed with practical strategies for leveraging the principles of the human, the chimp, and the computer to maximize performance, build confidence, and cultivate resilience in the face of challenges. The human and the pursuit of success. The human is the part of the brain that thrives on logical thinking, planning, and long-term goal setting. In the pursuit of success, the human plays a critical role by helping you stay focused on your vision, make strategic decisions, and prioritize your efforts. Goal-oriented thinking. The human thrives on clear, specific goals. Peters emphasizes the importance of setting well-defined objectives that align with your values and aspirations. The human needs a roadmap, so regularly reviewing your goals and adjusting them as necessary keeps it engaged and motivated. Delayed gratification. One of the human's strengths is its ability to delay gratification. Unlike the chimp, which seeks immediate rewards, the human is willing to put in the hard work today for success in the future. This ability to stay focused on long-term goals is essential for achieving sustained success. Strategic planning. Peters encourages you to engage your human in strategic thinking. When faced with challenges or setbacks, the human can analyze the situation, develop a plan, and stay resilient in the pursuit of your objectives. This is where mind management becomes crucial, keeping the chimp calm while the human devises solutions. The chimp and emotional barriers to success. While the human is focused on success, The chimp can create emotional barriers that sabotage progress. The chimp may become anxious, impatient, or fearful when things don't go as planned. To achieve success, you need to manage the chimp's reactions effectively. Overcoming fear. Fear is one of the chimp's most powerful emotions, and it can prevent you from taking risks or seizing opportunities. Peters advises acknowledging the chimp's fears, but not letting them control your actions. By calmly reassuring the chimp and focusing on rational thinking, you can push through fear and move forward. Dealing with setbacks. The chimp may react negatively to failure or setbacks, leading to frustration, self-doubt, or even giving up. Peters recommends using mind management techniques to prevent the chimp from taking over in these moments. When faced with a setback, acknowledge the chimp's emotions, but remind yourself that setbacks are a natural part of the journey to success. Emotional regulation. Peters highlights the importance of emotional regulation in achieving success. By keeping the chimp's emotional responses in check, you can maintain focus and momentum even when things get tough. Techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, and positive self-talk can help calm the chimp and allow the human to take charge. Programming the computer for success. The computer stores your habits, beliefs, and automatic responses. By programming the computer with positive, success-oriented beliefs, you can create a mental environment that supports your goals. Positive beliefs. Peters emphasizes the importance of cultivating positive beliefs about yourself and your abilities. Many people carry limiting beliefs, goblins and gremlins, that hold them back from success. By identifying and rewriting these beliefs, you can reprogram the computer to reinforce confidence and resilience. Habit formation. The computer is also responsible for your habits. Success is often the result of consistently applying the right habits over time. Peters encourages you to develop habits that align with your goals, such as time management, discipline, and self-care. Once these habits are programmed into the computer, they become automatic, reducing the mental effort required to maintain them. Confidence and self-belief. Confidence is a key ingredient in the pursuit of success. Peters explores the relationship between the human, the chimp, and the computer in building self-belief and overcoming self-doubt. Human-led confidence. True confidence comes from the human's ability to evaluate your strengths and accomplishments rationally. Rather than relying on the chimp's need for external validation, the human can assess your abilities objectively and build a strong sense of self-belief. Chimp's insecurities. The chimp often struggles with insecurities, comparing you to others or focusing on perceived weaknesses. Peters advises managing these insecurities by acknowledging them without letting them dominate your self-perception. The key is to focus on your progress and achievements rather than the chimp's fears. Reinforcing confidence through the computer. The computer can be programmed to reinforce confidence by storing positive beliefs and success-oriented habits. Peters recommends regularly reviewing your successes, no matter how small, and using them to strengthen the computer's programming. Resilience and dealing with adversity. Resilience is essential for long-term success, as setbacks and challenges are inevitable. Peters provides strategies for building resilience by managing your mind effectively. Human resilience. The human is naturally resilient, as it can plan, strategize, and adapt to new circumstances. Peters encourages you to engage your human in problem-solving when faced with adversity. Rather than dwelling on failure, the human looks for solutions and new opportunities. Chimp's reactions to adversity. The chimp, on the other hand, may react to adversity with fear, anger, or frustration. Peters advises using mind management techniques to prevent the chimp from taking over in difficult situations. By calming the chimp and focusing on rational thinking, you can stay resilient in the face of challenges. Programming resilience into the computer. Resilience can also be programmed into the computer through positive habits and beliefs. By cultivating habits of persistence, adaptability, and problem-solving, you can create an automatic response to adversity that keeps you moving forward. Mind management and long-term success. Mind management is the key to achieving long-term success. By keeping the human, the chimp, and the computer in balance, you can maintain focus, overcome obstacles, and stay committed to your goals. Consistency and discipline. Success is often the result of consistent effort over time. Peters emphasizes the importance of discipline and persistence in achieving your goals. By regularly managing your mind and applying the strategies outlined in the book, you can stay on track and avoid the pitfalls of emotional hijacking. Continuous improvement. Finally, Peters encourages a mindset of continuous improvement. Success is not a destination, but a journey, and mind management is a skill that can be refined over time. By regularly evaluating your progress, adjusting your strategies, and staying committed to growth, you can achieve lasting success. In Chapter 14, the Chimp Paradox highlights how effective mind management can lead to success in all areas of life. By managing the chimp's emotional reactions, engaging the human in goal setting and strategic thinking, and programming the computer with positive beliefs and habits, you can overcome barriers to success and stay focused on your long-term vision. Confidence, resilience, and consistency are key components of the journey. And by mastering mind management, you can achieve your full potential. Chapter 15. The Power of Mind Management in Relationships. In Chapter 15 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters explores how managing your mind plays a crucial role in building and maintaining healthy relationships. Whether personal or professional, relationships can often be challenging due to the emotional complexity involved. Peters explains that by understanding the dynamics between the human, the chimp, and the computer, you can navigate conflicts, improve communication, and create more harmonious connections. The role of the human in relationships. The human is responsible for rational thinking, empathy, and understanding in relationships. It allows you to approach interactions logically, consider the feelings of others, and prioritize long-term harmony over short-term emotional reactions. Rational communication. The human is key to effective communication. In emotionally charged situations, it helps you pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Peters emphasizes the importance of engaging the human during difficult conversations to avoid misunderstandings and conflict escalation. Empathy and compassion. The human is naturally empathetic, allowing you to understand the perspectives and emotions of others. Peters encourages practicing empathy in relationships to foster deeper connections. By considering the needs and feelings of the other person, you can strengthen trust and rapport. Problem-solving approach. When issues arise, the human looks for solutions rather than assigning blame. In relationships, this approach helps to resolve conflicts constructively, focusing on finding common ground and working towards mutual understanding. The chimp and emotional triggers. The chimp, on the other hand, can complicate relationships by reacting emotionally and impulsively. It is quick to feel threatened, misunderstood, or frustrated, which can lead to conflicts if not managed effectively. Recognizing emotional triggers. Peters explains that the chimp is easily triggered by perceived slights or disagreements. In relationships, these triggers can lead to outbursts of anger, resentment, or defensiveness. By recognizing when the chimp is being triggered, you can take a step back and prevent emotional reactions from damaging the relationship. Managing the chimp's reactions. One of the key strategies in maintaining healthy relationships is learning to calm the chimp before it takes over. Peters suggests techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or taking a short break from the conversation to regain composure. Once the chimp is calm, the human can take over and respond more rationally. Avoiding emotional hijacking. Emotional hijacking occurs when the chimp's reactions dominate the interaction, leading to arguments or misunderstandings. Peters encourages being mindful of when the chimp is taking control and consciously engaging the human to prevent conflicts from escalating. Programming the computer for positive relationships. The computer plays a significant role in relationships by storing your automatic responses, beliefs, and habits. By programming the computer with positive relationship skills, you can build stronger, more harmonious connections with others. Healthy communication habits. The computer can be programmed with effective communication habits, such as active listening, open-mindedness, and respectful dialogue. Peters advises practicing these skills regularly until they become automatic, making it easier to navigate conversations without falling into emotional traps. Beliefs about relationships. Many people carry limiting beliefs about relationships that can hinder their ability to connect with others. Peters highlights the importance of identifying and reprogramming negative beliefs, such as the idea that conflict is bad or that vulnerability is a weakness. Replacing these beliefs with healthier ones can improve your relationship dynamics. Relationship boundaries. The computer can also store your boundaries in relationships. Peters emphasizes the need to set clear, healthy boundaries to prevent overstepping and to ensure that both parties feel respected. Programming the computer with these boundaries makes it easier to enforce them calmly and confidently when needed. Building trust and respect are the cornerstones of successful relationships. Peters discusses how managing your mind can help you cultivate both, leading to stronger, more fulfilling connections. Trust through consistency. Trust is built when the human consistently acts in a reliable and supportive manner. Peters advises being consistent in your words and actions, as this reassures others that they can depend on you. By managing the chimp's emotional unpredictability, you create a stable foundation of trust. Respecting differences. The human is capable of understanding and respecting differences in opinion, personality, and approach. In relationships, this means accepting that others may think or feel differently without seeing these differences as threats. Peters suggests that fostering mutual respect is key to maintaining harmony and preventing unnecessary conflicts. Repairing trust after conflicts. When conflicts arise, trust can be damaged. Peters explains that by engaging the human in open, honest conversations and taking responsibility for your actions, you can repair trust over time. The chimp, however, may resist admitting fault or apologizing, so mind management is crucial in these moments. Handling criticism and feedback. Receiving criticism or feedback is often challenging, especially when the chimp feels personally attacked. Peters provides strategies for managing your mind in these situations to turn criticism into an opportunity for growth. Chimp's reaction to criticism. The chimp is naturally defensive when criticized. It may respond with anger, denial, or a desire to retaliate. Peters suggests recognizing this reaction as a normal part of the chimp's nature, but not letting it dominate your response. Engaging the human for constructive feedback. The human, in contrast, is more open to feedback and can evaluate criticism rationally. Peters advises taking a moment to let the chimp's emotions settle before engaging the human to assess whether the feedback is valid and how it can be used for improvement. Programming a growth mindset. The computer can be programmed with a growth mindset that views criticism as an opportunity for learning rather than a personal attack. By reinforcing this belief over time, you can become more open to feedback and less reactive when receiving criticism. Strengthening relationships through mind management. Ultimately, mind management is the key to building and maintaining strong, healthy relationships. By balancing the human, the chimp, and the computer, you can navigate the complexities of relationships with greater ease and understanding. Regular mind management. Peters emphasizes the importance of regularly managing your mind in relationships. This means being aware of your emotional state, recognizing when the chimp is being triggered, and consciously engaging the human to handle interactions thoughtfully. Practice empathy and compassion. Empathy and compassion are critical for deepening connections. Peters encourages practicing these qualities regularly, both with others and with yourself. The more you engage the human in understanding others, the stronger your relationships will become. Celebrate progress. Finally, Peters reminds readers to celebrate progress in their relationships. Managing the chimp and improving communication skills takes time, so acknowledging small wins along the way can keep you motivated to continue growing and strengthening your connections. Chapter 15 of the Chimp Paradox focuses on how managing your mind can significantly improve your relationships. By engaging the human in rational thinking, empathy, and effective communication, you can navigate emotional complexities and build trust, respect, and harmony with others. The chimp's emotional triggers must be managed to prevent conflicts, and the computer can be programmed with positive habits and beliefs that support healthy relationships. Mind management, when practiced consistently, leads to deeper, more fulfilling connections. Chapter 16. Understanding the impact of stress on your mind. In Chapter 16 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters delves into the effects of stress on the mind and how it influences your thinking, emotions, and behavior. Stress can significantly affect how the chimp, human, and computer operate, and understanding these effects is crucial to managing stress effectively. The chimp's reaction to stress. The chimp is highly sensitive to stress and often becomes the dominant force in your mind when under pressure. Stress triggers the chimp's fight or flight response, which can lead to impulsive, irrational, or overly emotional behavior. Heightened emotions. When stressed, the chimp's emotional reactions are amplified. It may become angry, anxious, or frustrated more easily, leading to overreactions in everyday situations. Peters explains that this is a natural response, but it's important to recognize when the chimp is in control so you can manage its reactions. Tunnel vision. Stress narrows the chimp's focus, making it difficult to see the bigger picture or consider alternative perspectives. This can lead to poor decision-making and a fixation on immediate threats or problems, even if they're not as serious as they seem. Impulsive actions. The chimp under stress tends to act impulsively, driven by emotions rather than rational thought. This can manifest in snapping at others, making hasty decisions, or engaging in behaviors that provide short-term relief but cause long-term problems. The human's approach to stress. The human, in contrast, is capable of handling stress more rationally and calmly, but stress can make it harder for the human to stay in control. Peters emphasizes the importance of training the human to manage stress effectively so it can take over from the chimp when needed. Rational problem solving. The human excels at assessing stressful situations objectively and coming up with practical solutions. However, when the chimp is in control, the human's rational thinking is often pushed aside. Peters advises practicing mindfulness and stress management techniques to help the human regain control. Perspective and calm. Unlike the chimp, the human can take a step back and view stressors from a broader perspective. This helps to put problems in context, reducing their emotional impact. Peters suggests developing habits like deep breathing or reflection to engage the human during stressful times. Long-term thinking. The human considers long-term consequences and works towards sustainable solutions, even in stressful situations. This contrasts with the chimp's short-term focus on immediate relief. By regularly engaging the human, you can develop resilience and avoid the pitfalls of quick fixes. The role of the computer in managing stress. The computer plays a critical role in managing stress by storing your automatic responses and coping mechanisms. If the computer is programmed with unhealthy stress responses, you may find yourself reacting poorly to pressure. However, by reprogramming the computer with positive habits, you can improve your ability to handle stress. Automatic stress responses. The computer stores your habitual reactions to stress, which can either help or hinder your ability to cope. If you've developed unhealthy habits like procrastination, avoidance, or overreaction, the computer will automatically trigger these responses under stress. Reprogramming for resilience. Peters suggests actively reprogramming the computer with healthier stress management techniques. This could include practicing mindfulness, deep breathing, or cognitive reframing. Over time, these positive habits will become automatic, allowing you to handle stress more effectively. Stress triggers and patterns. The computer also stores patterns of what triggers your stress. By identifying these triggers and becoming aware of how they affect you, you can take proactive steps to manage stress before it overwhelms you. Strategies for managing stress. Peters offers several practical strategies for managing stress, focusing on engaging the human and reprogramming the computer to handle pressure in a healthier way. Mindfulness and awareness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for managing stress, as it helps you stay present and aware of your emotions. By practicing mindfulness, you can observe when the chimp is being triggered and take steps to calm it before it takes control. Cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing involves changing the way you think about stressful situations. Instead of viewing stress as overwhelming or insurmountable, the human can help you see it as a challenge to overcome. This shift in perspective reduces the emotional impact of stress and engages your problem-solving abilities. Relaxation techniques. Physical relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or meditation, can help calm the chimp and reduce the physical symptoms of stress. Peters encourages incorporating these techniques into your daily routine to build resilience. Time management and prioritization. Poor time management often exacerbates stress. Peters suggests prioritizing tasks, breaking them into smaller steps, and focusing on what can be realistically achieved in the time available. This approach helps to reduce overwhelm and keeps the human in control. The long-term impact of stress. Chronic stress can have long-term effects on both your mental and physical health. Peters warns that if the chimp remains in control for extended periods, it can lead to burnout, anxiety, depression, and health issues like high blood pressure or weakened immunity. Burnout and exhaustion. When stress is unmanaged, the chimp's constant state of alertness can lead to burnout. Signs of burnout include physical and emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and a sense of inefficacy. Peters emphasizes the importance of taking breaks, practicing self-care, and managing workload to prevent burnout. Health consequences. Chronic stress can take a toll on your body, leading to various health problems. Peters explains that managing your mind is essential not only for mental well-being, but also for maintaining physical health. Regular stress management can lower the risk of stress-related illnesses. Mental resilience. On the positive side, Peters notes that learning to manage stress effectively builds mental resilience. When you regularly engage the human and reprogram the computer with healthy coping strategies, you become more capable of handling future stressors without being overwhelmed. Building a resilient mindset. Peters concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to adopt a resilient mindset, which involves actively managing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in the face of stress. Embrace challenges. Rather than avoiding stress or seeing it as a negative force, Peters advises embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. The human can help you approach stress with curiosity and problem-solving rather than fear. Practice patience and self-compassion. Managing stress takes time, and setbacks are inevitable. Peters stresses the importance of being patient with yourself and practicing self-compassion when you feel overwhelmed. By treating yourself with kindness, you allow the human to remain in control, even during difficult times. Regular self-care. Finally, Peters reminds readers that regular self-care is essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. This includes physical activities, hobbies, socializing, and taking time to relax. Self-care helps to recharge the human and keep the chimp in check. Chapter 16 of the Chimp Paradox provides valuable insights into how stress affects the mind and offers practical strategies for managing it effectively. By understanding how the chimp, human, and computer respond to stress, you can develop healthier coping mechanisms, improve your resilience, and protect your mental and physical well-being. Managing stress is an ongoing process, but with the right tools, you can handle life's pressures with greater ease and balance. Chapter 17. Confidence and Self-Belief. In Chapter 17 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters focuses on the essential role that confidence and self-belief play in your mental health and overall success. He explains how the chimp, human, and computer influence your confidence levels and provides strategies to build and maintain self-belief, especially in challenging situations. The chimp's role in confidence. The chimp has a significant impact on your confidence, often undermining it by focusing on insecurities, doubts, and fears. The chimp is naturally inclined to be defensive and negative, making it more prone to self-sabotage when confidence is required. Insecurity and self-doubt. The chimp tends to amplify feelings of insecurity and self-doubt, especially when you're outside of your comfort zone. Whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or criticism, the chimp often reacts by convincing you that you're not good enough or that things will go wrong. Emotional reactions. Because the chimp is emotionally driven, it can lead to irrational reactions that damage your confidence. For example, a single mistake or a negative comment might trigger an emotional response that causes you to question your abilities or feel overly self-critical. Avoidance and procrastination. When the chimp is in control, it may encourage avoidance behaviors to protect you from situations where your confidence is tested. This can lead to procrastination, making excuses, or avoiding risks, which ultimately weakens your self-belief. The human's contribution to confidence. The human, on the other hand, has the ability to cultivate confidence and self-belief by focusing on rational thinking, personal growth, and long-term goals. Peters explains that by engaging the human, you can overcome the chimp's negative influence and build a solid foundation of confidence. Rational self-assessment. Unlike the chimp, the human can evaluate situations logically, looking at facts and evidence rather than emotions. This rational self-assessment helps you to see your strengths, acknowledge areas for improvement, and take constructive action to build confidence. Growth mindset. The human operates with a growth mindset, believing that abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. This mindset fosters confidence by encouraging you to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and continuously improve. Positive self-talk. One of the most effective ways the human can boost confidence is through positive self-talk. Instead of focusing on doubts and insecurities, the human can replace negative thoughts with affirmations, realistic optimism, and reminders of past successes. Programming the computer for confidence. The computer stores your beliefs about yourself and your abilities, which directly impacts your confidence. If the computer is programmed with negative or limiting beliefs, it can be difficult to build lasting confidence. Peters emphasizes the importance of reprogramming the computer to support a confident mindset. Identifying limiting beliefs. The first step to building confidence is identifying the limiting beliefs that are stored in the computer. These beliefs may stem from past experiences, criticism, or societal pressures, but they are not necessarily accurate reflections of your true abilities. Reprogramming with positive beliefs. Peters suggests actively reprogramming the computer with positive, empowering beliefs about yourself. This can be done through affirmations, visualizations, and repetitive, positive self-talk. Over time, these new beliefs will replace the old, negative ones, making confidence your default state. Building reference points. The computer stores reference points from past experiences, which shape how you approach new challenges. By consciously creating positive reference points, successes, achievements, and moments of confidence, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and competent. Overcoming confidence killers. Peters outlines common confidence killers that the chimp may use to undermine your self-belief and offers strategies to overcome them. Perfectionism. One of the biggest threats to confidence is perfectionism. The chimp often sets unrealistic standards, convincing you that anything less than perfect is a failure. Peters advises recognizing that mistakes are a natural part of growth and embracing imperfection as an opportunity to learn. Comparison with others. The chimp may also undermine your confidence by comparing you to others. This comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. Peters suggests focusing on your own progress and defining success on your own terms, rather than measuring yourself against others. Fear of failure. The fear of failure can paralyze you and prevent you from taking risks or pursuing goals. Peters encourages reframing failure as a learning experience and focusing on the lessons gained rather than the outcome. Developing unshakable confidence. Building unshakable confidence requires consistent effort and practice. Peters provides practical tips for developing and maintaining high levels of confidence, even in difficult circumstances. Set achievable goals. Confidence grows through accomplishment. By setting small, achievable goals and gradually increasing their difficulty, you can build a track record of success that reinforces your self-belief. Each goal achieved becomes a positive reference point stored in the computer. Celebrate successes. It's important to acknowledge and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. The chimp may downplay your achievements, but the human should take the time to reflect on and appreciate progress. This celebration strengthens the belief that you are capable. Embrace challenges. Confidence thrives in the face of challenges. By stepping outside your comfort zone and tackling difficult tasks, you prove to yourself that you can handle uncertainty and adversity. Over time, this builds resilience and a deeper sense of self-belief. Build a supportive environment. Surround yourself with people who encourage and uplift you. Negative influences can reinforce the chimp's insecurities, while positive relationships help to build confidence and provide valuable feedback. Practice self-compassion. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about believing in yourself despite imperfections. Peters advises practicing self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when things don't go as planned. The long-term impact of confidence. Peters concludes the chapter by highlighting the long-term benefits of building and maintaining confidence. A strong sense of self-belief not only improves mental well-being, but also enhances performance in all areas of life, from personal relationships to career success. Improved decision-making. When you have confidence in your abilities, you're more likely to make decisions with clarity and conviction. This reduces hesitation and second-guessing, leading to more effective choices. Resilience in the face of setbacks. Confidence provides a buffer against setbacks and failures. When you believe in yourself, you're less likely to be discouraged by challenges and more likely to bounce back quickly. Greater life satisfaction. Ultimately, confidence leads to greater life satisfaction. When you trust in your abilities and approach life with a positive, growth-oriented mindset, you experience more joy, fulfillment, and success. Chapter 17 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of confidence and self-belief in achieving success and well-being. By understanding how the chimp, human, and computer influence your confidence, you can actively cultivate a mindset that supports personal growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Building confidence is a lifelong process, but with the right tools and strategies, you can develop unshakable self-belief that empowers you in all areas of life. Chapter 18. The Power of Emotional Control. In Chapter 18 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters delves into the significance of emotional control and its impact on mental well-being and decision-making. He discusses how the chimp's emotional responses can often lead to impulsive actions and irrational behavior, while the human's capacity for rational thinking can help to manage emotions more effectively. Understanding emotions. Peters begins by explaining that emotions are natural responses to stimuli, driven largely by the chimp. These emotional reactions can be beneficial, but they can also become obstacles if not managed properly. Emotional triggers. The chimp reacts to situations based on instinct and past experiences, often leading to heightened emotions such as fear, anger, or anxiety. Recognizing these triggers is crucial for maintaining emotional control. The role of the human. The human possesses the ability to step back and analyze emotions rationally. This capacity to observe and assess feelings allows individuals to respond more thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The chimp's emotional outbursts. The chimp often expresses emotions in ways that can be disruptive or harmful. Peters emphasizes the need to recognize these outbursts and find ways to manage them. Fight or flight response. In high-stress situations, the chimp may trigger a fight or flight response, leading to aggressive behavior or withdrawal. This reaction can escalate conflicts or cause missed opportunities. Emotional outbursts and consequences. Allowing the chimp to dominate can result in regrettable actions or statements. Peters urges readers to consider the long-term consequences of emotional outbursts and how they can damage relationships and reputations. Techniques for emotional control. Peters provides practical techniques for gaining better control over your emotions, allowing you to respond in a more constructive manner. Pause and reflect. When you feel strong emotions rising, take a moment to pause and reflect. This break allows the human to step in and assess the situation without the chimp's immediate influence. Identify the emotion. By labeling your emotions, you can better understand what you're feeling and why. This process of identification helps to demystify emotions, making them easier to manage. Breathing techniques. Deep breathing can help to calm the chimp and reduce emotional intensity. By focusing on your breath, you can bring your attention back to the present moment and away from overwhelming emotions. Reframing negative emotions. Peters discusses the importance of reframing negative emotions in a more positive light. Instead of viewing emotions as purely negative, he encourages readers to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Finding the lesson. When faced with difficult emotions, ask yourself what you can learn from the situation. This reframing allows you to transform negative experiences into valuable lessons, which can enhance personal development. Channeling emotions. Rather than suppressing negative emotions, Peters advocates for channeling them into productive actions. For example, transforming anger into motivation to achieve a goal can be a powerful way to utilize emotions positively. Developing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions and the emotions of others. Peters emphasizes that developing emotional intelligence is vital for improving emotional control. Self-awareness. Being aware of your emotions and how they affect your thoughts and behaviors is the first step toward emotional intelligence. This self-awareness enables you to recognize when the chimp is in control and when you need to engage the human. Empathy for others. Understanding the emotions of others is equally important. By practicing empathy, you can respond more compassionately to others' feelings and foster stronger relationships. Effective communication. Clear communication is key to expressing emotions in a healthy way. Peters suggests practicing assertiveness to ensure your feelings are communicated without aggression or avoidance. Long-term benefits of emotional control. Peters concludes the chapter by highlighting the long-term benefits of emotional control for personal and professional success. Improved relationships. Managing emotions leads to healthier relationships, as it fosters understanding and reduces conflicts. People are more likely to respond positively to those who communicate effectively and respond thoughtfully to their emotions. Better decision-making. Emotional control enhances decision-making abilities. When emotions are managed, individuals can approach decisions with a clear mind and a balanced perspective, leading to more rational and effective choices. Greater life satisfaction. Ultimately, developing emotional control contributes to a greater sense of overall well-being and life satisfaction. By learning to manage emotions effectively, individuals can navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Chapter 18 of the Chimp Paradox emphasizes the importance of emotional control in achieving mental well-being and success. By understanding the influence of the chimp on emotional responses and employing practical techniques to manage emotions, individuals can improve their relationships, decision-making, and overall satisfaction in life. Chapter 19. The Chimp's Influence on Relationships. In Chapter 19 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters explores the profound impact that the chimp has on personal and professional relationships. He explains how understanding the dynamics of the chimp can lead to healthier, more fulfilling connections with others. The role of the chimp in relationships. Peters begins by discussing how the chimp influences our interactions with others. The chimp's instincts and emotional responses can shape how we perceive and react to those around us. Instinctual reactions. The chimp is driven by instincts that prioritize self-preservation and emotional gratification. This can lead to defensiveness, jealousy, or aggression, which can negatively affect relationships. Emotional triggers. Each person has unique emotional triggers that can provoke the chimp to react impulsively. Recognizing these triggers in both yourself and others is essential for maintaining healthy interactions. Understanding relationship dynamics. Peters emphasizes the importance of understanding the dynamics of relationships, particularly how the chimp's behavior can create tension and conflict. The dance of relationships. Relationships often involve a dance between the chimps of each person, where emotional reactions can lead to misunderstandings. Peters encourages readers to observe these dynamics and identify patterns that may contribute to conflict. Creating a safe space. To foster positive relationships, it's crucial to create a safe emotional environment where both parties feel understood and valued. This requires both individuals to manage their chimps effectively. Communicating with the chimp. Effective communication is key to managing the chimp's influence on relationships. Peters provides strategies for improving communication and understanding. Speak to the human. When engaging with others, aim to speak to their human rather than their chimp. This involves using calm, rational language and avoiding emotionally charged words that might trigger a defensive reaction. Active listening. Practicing active listening helps to acknowledge the other person's feelings and perspective. By giving them the space to express themselves, you can reduce the likelihood of a chimp-driven conflict. Reassurance and validation. Providing reassurance and validation can help calm the chimp's fears and insecurities. When individuals feel understood, they are less likely to react impulsively and more likely to engage constructively. Navigating conflict. Peters discusses the inevitability of conflict in relationships and how to navigate it effectively by managing the chimp. Recognizing triggers. Identify your own triggers and those of your partner or colleagues. This awareness can help prevent emotional outbursts and allow for more rational discussions during conflicts. Taking a step back. When conflict arises, it's important to take a step back and allow both parties to cool down. This pause gives the human the chance to regain control and approach the situation with a clearer mindset. Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on the problem or assigning blame, redirect the conversation towards finding solutions. This shift in focus can help both parties feel empowered and work together toward resolution. Building trust and connection. To cultivate strong, healthy relationships, Peters emphasizes the need for trust and connection between individuals. Consistency and reliability. Building trust requires consistency in behavior and reliability in communication. By being dependable, individuals can foster a sense of security that allows relationships to flourish. Shared experiences. Creating positive shared experiences can strengthen bonds and deepen connections. These experiences can range from simple moments of joy to significant life events that bring people closer together. Empathy and understanding. Cultivating empathy allows individuals to connect with others on a deeper level. By understanding each other's feelings and perspectives, trust and emotional intimacy can grow. Long-term relationship health. Peters concludes the chapter by discussing the long-term health of relationships and the ongoing role of the chimp. Continuous growth. Healthy relationships require continuous effort and growth. Regularly checking in with each other, expressing gratitude, and addressing issues as they arise contribute to long-term success. Embracing vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability can lead to greater emotional intimacy and connection. Sharing fears, insecurities, and aspirations allows both parties to feel more comfortable and understood. Managing the chimp together. Finally, Peters emphasizes the importance of managing the chimp together. By openly discussing each other's chimps and recognizing how they impact the relationship, partners can work collaboratively toward healthier interactions. Chapter 19 of the Chimp Paradox sheds light on the significant influence the chimp has on relationships. By understanding its role, improving communication, navigating conflicts, and building trust, individuals can cultivate deeper connections and healthier dynamics in their personal and professional lives. Chapter 20, The Chimp in the Workplace. In Chapter 20 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters explores how the chimp's influence extends into the workplace, affecting professional relationships, teamwork, and overall productivity. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the chimp to navigate workplace dynamics effectively. The chimp's role in professional relationships. Peters begins by discussing how the chimp manifests in professional settings. Its instincts and emotional reactions can impact interactions, decision-making, and the overall work environment. Fear and anxiety. In high-pressure situations, the chimp may react with fear or anxiety, leading to impulsive decisions or defensive behavior. Recognizing this response is crucial for maintaining professionalism and composure. Interpersonal conflicts. The workplace often involves a variety of personalities, which can trigger the chimp in different ways. Misunderstandings and conflicts may arise when individuals fail to manage their chimps effectively. The importance of team dynamics. Understanding the dynamics of team interactions is essential for fostering a positive work environment. Peters emphasizes the need for effective communication and collaboration. Team relationships. The chimp influences how team members relate to one another. Acknowledging this can help individuals navigate group dynamics and build stronger relationships. Emotional climate. The emotional climate of a team can greatly affect performance. Peters suggests that leaders should actively work to create a supportive environment that encourages open communication and trust. Effective communication strategies. Peters offers practical strategies for improving communication within teams and managing the chimp's influence. Encouraging openness. Creating a culture of openness allows team members to express their concerns and ideas without fear of retribution. This can help prevent the chimp from driving negative emotions underground. Utilizing feedback. Regular feedback sessions can help identify areas for improvement and build trust among team members. Encouraging constructive criticism can keep the chimp from reacting defensively. Using clear language. When discussing sensitive topics, it's essential to use clear and calm language that speaks to the human. This approach minimizes the chances of triggering the chimp's defensive instincts. Conflict resolution in the workplace. Peters addresses the inevitability of conflicts in the workplace and how to manage them effectively. Identifying triggers. Just as in personal relationships, recognizing triggers in the workplace is key. By understanding what sets off the chimp in oneself and others, individuals can preemptively address potential conflicts. Taking breaks. During heated discussions, taking a break can help prevent emotional outbursts. This pause allows individuals to regain control and approach the conversation with a clearer mindset. Collaborative problem solving. Encouraging a collaborative approach to problem solving allows team members to feel valued and heard. Focusing on solutions rather than blame can diffuse tension and foster teamwork. Building a positive work culture. Peters emphasizes the importance of cultivating a positive work culture that encourages growth and collaboration. Promoting emotional intelligence. Encouraging emotional intelligence within teams helps individuals recognize and manage their own emotions, as well as empathize with the feelings of others. This leads to healthier interactions and improved teamwork. Celebrating success. Acknowledging and celebrating team successes fosters a sense of belonging and motivates individuals to work together toward common goals. Fostering inclusion. Creating an inclusive environment where all team members feel valued contributes to a positive workplace culture. When individuals feel accepted, they are less likely to allow their chimps to drive negative behavior. The long-term impact of the chimp. In the concluding sections of Chapter 20, Peters discusses the long-term implications of managing the chimp in the workplace. Sustainable practices. Developing sustainable practices for managing emotions and improving communication can lead to long-term success. Continuous learning and adaptation are crucial for maintaining a positive work environment. Shared goals. Focusing on shared goals helps teams align their efforts and minimize conflicts. When everyone understands the larger purpose, it becomes easier to set aside personal differences and work collaboratively. Embracing change. The workplace is ever-evolving, and adapting to change requires managing the chimp effectively. By embracing change and encouraging a growth mindset, teams can navigate challenges together and thrive. Chapter 20 of the Chimp Paradox delves into the significance of the chimp's influence in the workplace. By understanding its role, improving communication, resolving conflicts, and fostering a positive work culture, individuals and teams can enhance their professional relationships and achieve greater success. Chapter 21. The Chimp and Relationships. In Chapter 21 of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters examines how the chimp influences personal relationships, offering insights into understanding and managing emotional responses that can impact interactions with others. The chimp's impact on relationships. Peters begins by discussing the fundamental role of the chimp in shaping our relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners. The emotional nature of the chimp often leads to misunderstandings and conflicts. Emotional responses. The chimp's instinctive reactions can lead to overreactions in situations where a more measured response is warranted. Recognizing these triggers is vital to managing emotions effectively in relationships. Expectations and vulnerability. In close relationships, individuals often develop expectations of each other, which can create vulnerability. When the chimp feels threatened or disappointed, it may react defensively, resulting in conflict. Building healthy relationships. Peters emphasizes the importance of nurturing healthy relationships by understanding the interplay between the chimp and the human. Communication. Open communication is essential for building strong relationships. Peters suggests that partners should express their feelings honestly while being mindful of how their chimp may interpret their words. Empathy and understanding. Cultivating empathy allows individuals to see situations from their partner's perspective. This understanding can mitigate the chimp's defensive reactions and foster deeper connections. Establishing boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial for maintaining respect and understanding in relationships. Both partners should communicate their needs and limits to prevent misunderstandings. Managing conflict. Conflict is a natural part of relationships, and Peters outlines strategies for effectively managing disputes. Recognizing the chimp. During conflicts, it's important to recognize when the chimp is driving behavior. Taking a step back to calm the chimp can lead to more constructive discussions. Taking timeouts. If emotions escalate, taking a break from the conversation can help individuals cool down and regain perspective. This pause allows for clearer thinking and better responses. Focusing on solutions. Rather than dwelling on the problem, couples should focus on finding solutions together. A collaborative approach reduces defensiveness and promotes unity. The role of trust. Peters discusses the significance of trust in relationships and how it can be nurtured through understanding the chimp. Building trust. Trust is established when partners consistently demonstrate reliability and honesty. When the human is in control, trust flourishes, reducing the chimp's need for defensiveness. Repairing trust. If trust is broken, repairing it requires vulnerability and transparency. Both partners must work together to address the underlying issues and rebuild the emotional connection. The long-term effects of managing the chimp. In the latter part of Chapter 21, Peters highlights the long-term benefits of managing the chimp in relationships. Sustaining love. Relationships that thrive over time are those in which both partners understand and manage their chimps. This awareness allows for deeper intimacy and emotional connection. Personal growth. Managing the chimp fosters personal growth and emotional intelligence. Individuals learn to navigate their feelings more effectively, benefiting not only their relationships, but their overall well-being. Embracing change. As relationships evolve, adapting to changes is crucial. By recognizing the chimp's influence, partners can navigate transitions with understanding and support. Chapter 21 of the Chimp Paradox provides valuable insights into how the chimp affects personal relationships. By fostering open communication, managing conflicts, and building trust, individuals can create healthier, more fulfilling connections with others. Chapter 22, The Chimp and Personal Growth. In the final chapter of the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters delves into the relationship between the chimp and personal growth. He emphasizes the transformative potential of understanding and managing the chimp to foster self-improvement and achieve life goals. The journey of personal growth. Peters begins by outlining that personal growth is a lifelong journey influenced by the dynamics between the chimp and the human. Embracing change. Growth often requires stepping outside comfort zones. The chimp may resist change due to fear or insecurity, but acknowledging this resistance is the first step toward personal development. Setting goals. Clear and achievable goals provide direction for personal growth. Peters advises individuals to break down larger goals into smaller, manageable steps, making them less intimidating for the chimp. The chimp's role in goal achievement. The chimp can significantly impact an individual's motivation and progress toward their goals. Motivation and resistance. Understanding the chimp's emotional responses can help individuals navigate motivation. When the chimp feels overwhelmed, it may resist pursuing goals, leading to procrastination or self-sabotage. Positive reinforcement. Peters emphasizes the importance of celebrating small victories along the way. Acknowledging progress boosts motivation and reinforces the human's ability to manage the chimp effectively. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is crucial for overcoming obstacles and setbacks during the journey of personal growth. Learning from failure. The chimp often fears failure, leading to avoidance behaviors. Peters encourages individuals to view failure as a learning opportunity rather than a setback. Embracing mistakes fosters resilience and enhances personal growth. Mindfulness practices. Incorporating mindfulness techniques can help individuals recognize when the chimp is taking control. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can regain focus and direct their thoughts toward constructive outcomes. The importance of support systems. Peters discusses how support systems can significantly impact personal growth. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, building a network of supportive individuals helps create an environment conducive to growth. These relationships provide encouragement and accountability, aiding in managing the chimp. Seeking guidance, mentorship, or professional guidance can offer valuable insights and strategies for personal development. Peters emphasizes that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Celebrating your successes. In the closing section of Chapter 22, Peters highlights the importance of celebrating achievements along the journey of personal growth. Reflection and gratitude. Taking time to reflect on progress fosters a sense of gratitude. Recognizing how far you've come reinforces the positive behaviors needed to keep the chimp in check. Setting new goals. As individuals achieve their goals, it's essential to set new challenges to continue the journey of growth. The cycle of setting, pursuing, and achieving goals keeps the momentum going. Conclusion. Harnessing the power of the chimp. In this final chapter, Peters encapsulates the essence of the chimp paradox. He reinforces that the chimp is a natural part of being human, but understanding its role is key to achieving personal growth and emotional well-being. By recognizing the chimp's influence, individuals can manage their emotional responses, enhance their relationships, and embark on a fulfilling journey of self-improvement. With this knowledge, they can embrace the complexities of life, fostering resilience and joy along the way. As we wrap up our exploration of the Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters, it's clear that understanding the dynamics between our rational human and emotional chimp can empower us to navigate life's challenges more effectively. By recognizing the chimp's influence on our thoughts and behaviors, we can take control of our emotional responses, set and achieve meaningful goals, and foster personal growth. Remember, the journey of self-improvement is ongoing. Embrace the lessons from this book, celebrate your progress, and continue to evolve into the best version of yourself. Thank you for joining me on this insightful journey. If you found value in this summary, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps us grow together.